Okay. All right, good to see everybody today. We're going to start laying down on your back. So find a comfortable position to be in. If you need to use any props or support, feel free to put something under the legs or under the head and neck, whatever you want to do to be comfortable here. And then once you find that comfortable position, just close the eyes and just begin to settle into your practice. Begin to breathe a little bit deeper than you normally do. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. And just try to find that deep, easy breath. So nothing is forced, nothing strained. You just feel the gentle rise and fall of the chest and belly as you breathe. Maybe after a few deep, conscious breaths, you notice that you begin to relax. So softening the muscles in the face, around the eyes, relaxing the jaw. Just taking a little bit of notice here of where you might hold tension. So whether that's the shoulders, the hips, the back, just notice if there's any areas in the body that feel extra tight, and just try to breathe and relax there. I'm just enjoying the quiet moment here, letting go of any craziness from the morning. I guess I'm projecting, but just letting go of the morning before your practice, letting go of any to-do list for after your practice, and just enjoy this quiet, peaceful moment on your mat in your own space. And then from here, we're gently going to hug the knees into the chest. So just draw the knees in. Feel your back lift off the floor a little bit. So your back is lowering down onto the floor, but it's lengthened. And then just a gentle rock left to right. You can make some circles with the knees in one direction, then maybe go in the other. And then we'll take the feet straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to relax and soften the knees here. You can hold on to the backs of the legs if you need a little extra support, and we can point and flex the feet. Make some circles with the ankles. And then keeping the feet lifted, let's just take the hands up and back behind you. Tops of the hands are going to reach for the floor. Try to relax the shoulders. Notice any tightness you might feel between the shoulder blades. And just breathe here. Letting the rib cage open around the lungs. When we stretch the arms up overhead, it opens up that space around the lungs so that you can get a deeper breath. Take a full breath in here, and then as you exhale, we're going to hug the knees into the chest. So let's just take 3 breaths like that. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, feet lift, and exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. And then one more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to take both feet down to the floor here. Feet are going to go about mat width apart. Arms are going to reach away from each other. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, just let the legs drop over to the right. You can turn your head to the left. Inhale, legs to center. Exhale, legs go left. Head can turn right. And then just do this a few times on your own, starting to open up the low back. Getting a little bit of movement here in the neck and in the hips. And then starting to lengthen through the tops of the thighs around your hip flexor. On your next inhale, we'll bring the legs back to center. Bring the feet about hip width apart. And we're going to hug the right knee into the chest. Left leg is going to go straight along the floor. And just pause here for a moment, feeling the right thigh pressing down into the belly. It's really good for digestion. And then we'll take the foot up towards the ceiling, the right foot, interlace your hands behind the right thigh, and we're going to push the thigh into your hands. So your arms will go straight, shoulders relax down away from the ears. You can flex the right foot. And then just pause here for a moment, really feeling your heel reaching up towards the ceiling to lengthen the whole back side of the right leg. The low back is grounded down onto the floor. And just take a moment here to try to relax. This is also really good for circulation, not just opening up the hamstring and the low back. Just allowing the blood to flow down that right leg and allow your breath to flow with ease. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to hug the right knee into the chest. You're going to pass your right knee over to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder down and your right hip down. Pause here for a moment, noticing what you might feel in the hip. And then you're going to take your left hand, place it underneath your left leg at the knee, and then just extend your right leg over to the right. So you're going to feel your IT band, the whole outside of the right leg. Maybe taking your right hand on your right hip to hold it down or press it away from the shoulder. Pause here and breathe. Try to keep both shoulders down. There's no twist in the upper body here. It's just the right leg crossing over to the left. You can flex the foot. You can turn your toes down. A nice, deep, easy breath here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bend the right knee, hug it into the chest. Left foot comes onto the floor with a bent knee. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left leg. We're going to reach for the back of the left thigh and draw the left knee in towards your left shoulder. So letting go of any tightness or tension or stress that you may be holding on to in that right hip. So use your breath here in this hip opener. Let the eyes be closed. And when you take your breath in, think about taking in lightness. So just filling up the space with your breath. And then when you exhale, let go of the heaviness. Let go of tightness, worry, anxiety. Just let that all go. And then once you've created that space, fill up. Just follow the breath in your mind's eye. Eyes are closed, but just follow the breath in through the nose as it fills up the lungs. And then follow the breath out as you empty and release. Take another breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's just release. Let the left foot come down to the floor. Right thigh will cross over the left thigh. Hips are going to scoot over to the right about an inch or two. Reach the arms away from each other and let's gently let the legs drop over to the left. If that feels like too much, you can always uncross the legs and just stack the legs. So breathe deeply here. Feel the length in your torso. So from your right shoulder to your right hip, that opens when you breathe in. And then when you breathe out, you just have a nice release, making space. Noticing also if you can make some space when you breathe in and find length between your right hip and your right knee. Just drawing the right knee away. That'll help release tension in the low back. And then you can gently just turn your head over your right shoulder. Eyes are closed. Jaw is relaxed. Take a deep, full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center. Uncross them, even out the hips, and then just hug the knees into the chest. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to take the right foot down to the floor. Left knee presses in towards the chest. The thigh is pressing into the belly. And we'll let the right leg go straight along the floor. Just pause here. And then we're going to take the left foot up towards the ceiling, interlacing the hands behind the left thigh. We'll push the thigh into the hands to ground down into the low back and to release the neck and shoulders. Flexing the left foot gets a little bit deeper. Just pause here. Focus on your breath. When you focus on the breath, it helps keep the mind present and quiet so that you're not thinking about anything else but being right here. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's soften. Hug the left knee into the chest. We're going to cross the left knee over to the right. Your left hand can come onto the left hip. Pause here for a moment. Notice what you feel in the hip joint. And then just letting your left leg straighten as you reach it diagonally over the body here to the right. So you're crossing over the body, but keeping the top half of the body even, so we're not drawing over to the right with the torso. Left shoulder stays down. A nice flexed left foot. Maybe you turn the toes down. You're getting deep into the IT band here. So when you have that deep conscious breathing, if you can extend your exhale, it actually triggers your nervous system to even relax more. So a full deep breath in, and then when you exhale, maybe your exhale is even a little bit longer than your inhale. And then as you exhale, let's hug the left knee into the chest. Bend the right knee so the right foot comes onto the floor. We'll cross the left ankle over the right leg and then draw the right knee into the chest. A little tilt of the legs over to the right so that you can draw your right knee into the right shoulder. And then just relax the space between the eyebrows, relax the jaw. Try to find a softening in the low back and the hip. So nothing forced, nothing straining. We're easing into releasing tension around the hip joint. Follow your breath. Take a full breath in here. And then as you exhale, release the hands. We'll let the right foot come down to the floor. We're going to cross the left thigh over the right thigh. Taking the hips, we're just going to scoot them over to the left. And again, if it's too much to have the legs crossed on a twist, you can always uncross. Gently let the legs drop over to the right, keeping your left shoulder down. You can open up your left arm along the floor, shoulder height. You can turn your head over your left shoulder. So try to breathe deeply here as you relax the back. Just feel the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Take one more full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center, uncross them, even out the hips, hug the knees into the chest. And then you can either roll to one side and press yourself up to sit, or you can cross your ankles, rock a few times front to back, and then rock yourself up to sit. And then once you come to sit, we're going to sit cross-legged here. I like to do that warm-up before sitting cross-legged because I feel like cross-legged can sometimes be straining on the hips and back. So hopefully now you feel a little more open. If you need more support, you can sit up on a folded blanket if you'd like. So sitting cross-legged, we're not going to have the whole focus of this practice be on the core like we did last week, but I want you to just feel your core here and find it before we start engaging in other poses. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, the left hand is going to reach behind you, not touching the floor. Right hand reaches across. Sorry, your left hand is behind you. Right hand reaches across. Does not touch the knee. It just hovers outside of the knee. We're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine here. As you exhale, feel your torso turning to the left. So drawing the belly in, almost wrapping around the spine, turning the rib cage, opening up through the chest. Keep the belly engaged as the breath flows. We'll take a breath in now as we reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to the other side, and we're just going to pause. So now you're reaching your right hand behind you, your left hand outside of the knee, but the hands aren't touching anything. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. As you exhale, turning the body to the right. Okay, now we're going to flow with the breath. Inhale, arms up and over. Exhale to the left. Inhale, arms up and over. Exhale, right. Try not to let your hands touch anything. They're just hovering. Good. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, left. Feel all the muscles around your core, front, sides, and back. Inhale, up. Exhale, over to the right. One more time, each side. Really engage that core here. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. Turning here. One more time, up and over. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up to center. Exhale, hands come to the front of the heart. Okay, soles of the feet together. Hands come onto the shins. We're just going to move the spine a little bit with your breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Press your chest forward. And then exhale, pull back, round the back. Should feel really good. Inhale, lift, press forward. Exhale, pull back, really round through the neck and back. One more time. Inhale, lift, and exhale, pull back. And then coming back to center here, we're going to take the arms up overhead, a full breath. Exhale, reach your hands forward as if you're trying to hand someone a beach ball, and then just completely melt down over the space in between the legs. Just let the head go. Relax the shoulders. Relax the back. Inner thighs and outer thighs release and open. Let the weight of the head relax the neck. Take one more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's slowly make our way back up. And we're going to transition on to hands and knees. So you can pad up the knees if you need to with a a blanket or a folded towel. Otherwise, we're going to have hands and knees down. Knees are right underneath the hips. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. And instead of cat-cow here, since we already moved the front to back, we're just going to make some circles. So the crown of the head reaches forward, and then take the whole torso and go around to the right, reaching back, and then all the way to the left and top. So as if you're following the numbers on a clock. You're coming all the way down to 6, over to the 9, up to the 12, around to the 3. So just moving the hips all the way around. And then when you come back to center, we're going to go left. So just 3 times circling, getting movement in the hips, shoulders. Should feel nice to lengthen the spine. And then once we come back up to center, readjust the knees if they moved at all underneath the hips. We're going to take the left foot back, toes starting down, right hand reaches forward, left leg lifts. So pausing here, draw the belly in and up. So feel as though there's something right below your belly that you don't want it to touch. So you're just pulling the belly in and up. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Reaching your back heel back. Nice. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down. Left toes are going to find the floor behind you. We're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to pivot your right foot to the right. You're going to come down onto your forearm, the right forearm. Turn your left foot to the left. As you reach your left hand up, let your right hand pivot to where your left hand was. So now your forearm is parallel to the top of your mat. Okay, from here, you can either lift your left leg, or you can take your right ankle and cross it in front of the left and lift your hips. So see how you feel here. Try to have space between your neck and your shoulder. Beautiful. Belly draws in, hips are lifted and strong. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to come back onto either forearms or hands. We're just going to transition down to child's pose. So hips are going to sink down towards your heels. Arms can be out in front, or they can be back behind you. Just take a few breaths here. Relaxing through the shoulder. Lengthening through the spine. Take another deep breath in here in child's pose. And then as you exhale, we'll make our way back up onto hands and knees. We're going to take the right foot straight back, toes down. Left hand reaches towards the front. Belly draws in and up as you lift the right leg. Try to relax the shoulders. Pull them away from the ears. Try to pull the belly in. Your back toes are pointed down. Nice strong breath here. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, take the left hand down. Right toes will find the floor behind you. We're going to pivot the left foot to the left. Come down onto your left forearm. Pivot your left hand to where your right hand is. And then lift your right hand up towards the ceiling as you roll to the arch of your right foot. You can either lift the right leg here, or you can cross your left ankle in front of the right ankle and lift. Try to have space between your left shoulder and your left ear. Hips are lifted. Belly is drawn in nice and strong. Top arm is relaxed. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, let's transition back down to that child's pose. Relaxing the hands, relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. Close the eyes. Just check in. Notice how you're feeling. Notice what you're feeling. Okay, we're going to come back up onto hands and knees here. We're going to flow with the breath. I'm going to show the gentle option first. And then if you'd like to challenge yourself and try something a little bit deeper, you can, but you don't have to. So we're all going to start together just by coming into a plank pose, top of a push-up, just for a moment. Just so that you can make sure your knees are going to be in the right place. So the shoulders are over the wrists, the belly is drawn in nice and strong, and we're going to lower the knees right where they are, and the tops of the feet are going to lower. Option 1, shoulders are open, take a deep breath in, exhale, bend the elbows to lower the chest about halfway down, inhale, push back up as you pull the belly in, exhale, hips go back. Okay, doing that again. Or option 2, shoulders over wrists. You can curl the toes under, lift the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, hips go back. Okay, up to you. We're gonna do 3 of those. Inhale, shoulders over wrists. Knees can be up or down. Exhale, lower the chest down about halfway. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, hips go back. 2 more. Move with the breath. Inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower. Inhale, push back up 1 straight line. Exhale, hips go back. Last one. Inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower 1 straight line here. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back. Pause. You can pause in a child's pose or you can pause in a downward dog. Take a few moments here. Lengthen, catch your breath. Notice if you're feeling a little bit hotter. We've created some heat inside the body by making that connection and moving the body with the breath. We're going to take 1 more breath in your child's pose or downward dog, and then when you're ready, we're going to come back to shoulders over wrists, knees up or down. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, really slowly, 1 straight line, you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet are going to rest on the floor. Make a pillow with your hands underneath your forehead, elbows out to the sides. We're going to work some of the muscles that really support your spine from injury and protect it from stress. It's important to have strong muscles in the back, and they're little muscles, so you don't have to work them. The movements are very small. We don't have to work them too big. As you inhale, you're going to lift your head and your hands are attached to your forehead, elbows out to the side, chest lifts, and then exhale, lower. Try to keep the feet down. Feel those muscles you're using in the back. Inhale, lift. You don't have to lift too high. Exhale, lower. Nice and slow and controlled. Move with your breath. Inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Last one like this, then we're going to add on. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Pause for a moment. Completely relax your back and hips. Bend your knees and just windshield wiper the legs left to right. So those muscles in the low back are small, so they fatigue easy. So just giving them a little break here. Okay, tops of the feet come down. Feet are parallel, about hip width apart. We're going to do the same thing with the upper body, or we're going to add the legs. And when you lift the leg, you want to lift from using the muscles in your seat and low back and lift from the thigh. So let's get together here. Inhale, lift. So you can lift the arms, lift the head, lift the legs. Exhale, lower. Nice and slow. Again, inhale, lift. You don't have to lift high. It can be this tiny little inch off the floor. Exhale, lower. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bend your knees. Completely relax the back. Windshield wiper the legs left to right. So at the beginning of the practice, we released a lot of tightness and tension in the areas of the body that connect to the low back. And then it's also important to strengthen those areas around the low back, the core. Okay, tops of the feet are coming down behind you. You're going to come up onto forearms. So your forearms are on the floor. Elbows are down, parallel. Hands are relaxed. We're going to curl the toes under and lift. So you're lifting through the hips here. If you need to drop the knees, you can. Otherwise, pausing here. Draw the belly in and up. Try to make space between your shoulders and your ears. Just breathe here. Try to stay focused on what you're feeling, how your breath is flowing with ease. Try not to let your hips sag down. If you feel any tightness in your low back, just lift the hips a little higher. Belly is drawn in and up. Beautiful. Take one more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's bend the knees. Walk the hands back, knees come down. Child's pose. You can reach your hands way out in front. You can tent your hands so the pads of the fingers are on the floor. Palms lift. That gets a little bit deeper into the shoulders. Try to relax through the belly and the back. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up onto hands and knees and step your right foot forward up between your hands. So the right foot is going to come forward. If you have blocks handy and you want to place your hands on blocks, you can. Your right knee is right over the right ankle. The left knee is pretty far back, so you should be able to feel a little opening here in your left hip flexor. To go a little bit deeper, we're going to curl the left toes under and lift the left knee. So you're in a low lunge here. Nice strong legs. To go a little bit deeper, maybe you just have one finger on the floor. And if a little bit deeper, maybe the hands hover off the floor, or you can take your hands behind you. Fingertips reaching behind you so you can open up through the chest and shoulders. Nice strong legs here. These are the muscles that are supporting your joints, your hip joint and your knee joint. Just pause here and breathe. Yeah. Feel the strength in your legs. Grounding down from the hips down, staying light through the torso. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. Left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Relax the left foot. Turn your right toes to 2 o'clock. Roll to the pinky side of your right foot. Let your right hand rest on your right knee. And just sway left to right a little bit here with the hips. Hip joint to the right, hip flexor to the left. Just pause here and breathe. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, start to lift your left hip as your right foot points forward. We'll take the fingertips, walk them back as you straighten your right leg. So the right leg is straight, toes are up. This is just for a moment to kind of pull your hip back. You want to pull your thigh bone back into the hip joint. We just opened it up, now we're just reconnecting, pulling it back. Okay, so remembering how we used the core for that twist this morning when we were a little while ago, it is still the morning, when we were twisting as we were seated. We're gonna try that standing. So we're gonna let the right foot come down onto the floor. Both hands are gonna walk about a foot in front of your right foot. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee, push off. You're on your right foot. Left foot is behind you, flexed. Take your right hand off of the floor if you can, and then start to turn your belly, rib cage, and chest to the right. As you pull your belly in, reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. If you need to bend your right knee and drop your left foot, you can. So just see where you are. If you do drop your left knee, move your left hand back so it's in line with your left foot. If your right foot, if your left foot is lifted, your left hand is a foot in front of your right foot. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Hang in a gentle forward bend. Release the head and neck. Soft knees. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, hands come down. We're going to step the right foot back, drop the right knee. Left foot back, drop the left knee. Child's pose. Head sinks down. Relax the arms. And maybe roll left to right here. Rolling the forehead. Rocking the hips. Next inhale, let's come on up. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward. So the left foot comes forward. The left knee is right over your left ankle. Hands are framing your front foot. We're going to curl the right toes under, lift the right knee unless you need to leave the knee down. Pausing here. Push down with the legs. As you feel strong in your legs, maybe your hands lift. Feel your left thigh parallel to the floor and your right thigh reaching up towards the ceiling. Pause here and breathe. You can take your hands, reach the fingertips behind you. Feel your inner thighs reaching towards each other. Building a little bit of strength here in the legs, around those joints, around the hip joint, around the knee joint. Keeps them really strong and healthy. One more full breath in. Exhale, right hand down, right knee down. Relax the top of the right foot down. Left toes turn to 10 o'clock. Roll to the pinky side of your left foot. Let your hand rest on your left inner knee. And then just a gentle sway of your hips left to right. Getting into your hip flexor and your hip joint. Pausing here to breathe. Take one more deep breath in, and then as you exhale, start to lift your right hip. As you turn your left toes forward, walk your hands back, lift your left toes. Pushing your left heel down, pull your left heel back, and just feel your left hip open and relax. It's straight. Blood is flowing through that hip joint. Take one more breath in here. As you exhale, we're going to pull the left foot back. Left ankle is underneath the left knee. Your right hand is reaching forward about a foot in front of your left foot. Curl the right toes under, lift the right leg. So if you need to have your left hand down, you can. Otherwise, lift the left hand and just start to turn belly, rib cage, and chest to the left as you reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. If you need to drop the right foot, move your right hand back to be in line with your left foot. Otherwise, your right foot is lifted, you're on your left foot, right hand is under your right shoulder, belly is turning to the left. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lower the left hand, lower your right foot, hang, soft knees. Just let the head be below your heart for a moment. And then we're going to take one foot back, drop the knee. Take the other foot back, drop the knee. Pivot both feet to the right. Roll down onto your left hip. Swing the legs around to the front. Make your way back down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. A gentle rock left to right. Let's close the eyes here. You can make some circles with the knees in one direction then the other. And then we're going to take both feet down to the floor. Knees are bent. Feet are parallel and heels are drawing in towards your seat. Palms are going to be down by your sides. We're going to take a few breaths here. As you inhale, we're going to reach the arms up and back. Hips are going to lift. And then when you exhale, arms come down, hips come down. So we'll take 3 nice and slow like that. Then we'll hold the pose. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower, nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time keep the hands down. Inhale, lift the hips, and we're just going to pause here and hold the pose without holding the breath. Draw your chest towards your chin. If you want to interlace your hands underneath your seat, you can. Shimmying each shoulder underneath you a little bit more. Hips go a little higher. This is a nice way to get oxygenated blood from the heart to the brain. This is also stimulating the thyroid gland, which helps regulate hormones in the body. So take a deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, let's release, come on down. Relax the shoulders, let there be space between the shoulder blades. Pause. Let your low back not necessarily be on the floor. There might be that gentle, natural curve in the low back. And then let's go up one more time for a bridge pose. Inhale, lift. You don't have to lift too high, and you don't have to bring your hands underneath you. You can stay right here. You can go a little higher by shimmying the shoulders underneath you. Palms can stay down. Thinking about your chest coming towards your chin. You're lengthening through the spine. Opening through the thighs and hip flexors. We'll take one more breath in here, and then as you exhale, slowly come down, open up the mid-back. We'll bring one knee into the chest, then the other, nice and wide, as you lift your low back and then lower it. So now we're grounding down to the low back. You can keep your hands where they are here, or you can come into happy baby, holding on to the outsides of your feet, rocking gently left to right, releasing any last bit of tightness or tension in the hips and low back. And then from here, let's gently release happy baby. And we'll find Shavasana. So final relaxation pose. You can let your legs go straight out in front, nice and wide. Maybe your feet are mat width or wider than the mat. Arms can be by your sides, nice and wide. Kind of like a starfish. And then just take a few moments here to let your practice settle. So at the beginning of the practice, we were trying to settle into our practice. Now at the end, let's let our practice settle into us. So that when you go about the rest of your day or the rest of your week, the positive energy that we cultivated during our practice, the release that we experienced during the practice of letting go of stress and worry and tension, let's let that settle in so that we can access that throughout the day, taking our practice with us. Hopefully feeling a little bit more grounded, a little bit more relaxed, and a little clearer in the head. Begin to deepen your breathing. You can begin to move the fingers and the toes. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly transition the body out of Shavasana, taking your time. And we'll come up to seated with the eyes closed. We'll take the right hand over the heart, the left hand over the right hand. And remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we're here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.